welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much, guys. First of all, I'd like to wish you guys a happy new year, and I hope that your year is going good so far. Second of all, I'd like to apologize for my silence. I have not posted in a while, almost a month and a half. I really want to apologize and thank you guys for being patient. Also, I really want to thank some of you that have been reaching out to me. Hey, when are you gonna post? When are you gonna post? I finally have one for you, and it's a good one. Okay, so I want to talk about the story of Peter. Peter was one of the foremost disciples of Jesus Christ. It was one of the first recruited persons that Jesus Christ had on his dream team. He was the one who was a fisherman who Jesus had said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Needless to say, Peter went about being a really great disciple even after Jesus Christ had ascended into heaven. But this was one of the times when Peter and the rest of the disciples and Jesus Christ had gone, on one of their missions ministering. And after the mission, Jesus Christ told them, okay, you know what? You guys get on the boat and cross over to the other side. Let me be done with these guys over here. Send them home, and then I'll come and meet you. So they went on without Jesus. And then after Jesus Christ had sent the crowd home, he went on his own to pray for a long time. Okay? So meanwhile, the guys were on the boat without Jesus, and they were there for quite a while, but then they had this trouble come up with them. There was a huge wave, there was a really, really strong breeze, and it was life-threatening. They were afraid for their lives. I'm sure they might have been thinking, man, if Jesus Christ was here, he would know what to do. He would definitely be able to save us. While they're panicking and trying to figure out ways to quiet the storm, they see this figure walking on water. Right? And this even furthermore adds to their panic and adds to their terror. Nobody ever has walked on water before, so who is this? It made no possible sense. The only thing they were able to think about was, this has to be a ghost. And while they are freaking out, Jesus Christ tells them, it's me, don't be afraid, I'm here. Now, they are really doubtful and really confused, and Peter voices out probably what every other person was thinking. Hey, if this is really you, Jesus, ask me to come on water to come and meet you. And Jesus Christ says, okay, come on water. Walk over to me, come. And so Peter, I'm guessing with shaky feet, he gets off the boat, he lands on water, he doesn't sink, he's standing on solid ground at this point, and he slowly lets go of the boat, and he slowly makes his way over to Jesus. But then the Bible records that when he was just right in front of Jesus, there was this really strong wind, and they made Peter so afraid, and he sank. And when Jesus Christ reached out to him, Jesus Christ said, oh, you have little faith, why did you doubt me? Okay, so they walk all the way back to the lake. So let's try and make this a little more personal, right? You who are listening to this right now, imagine you are Peter, right? And imagine that the boat that you are in is the situation, is the circumstance, right? It's the life situation that you are in right now. And Jesus, of course, is Jesus. And Jesus is telling you, come on to me, trust me, believe me, have faith in me. And the storm is all of the storms of life. The doubt, the fear, the regret, the failure, all of that, the evil going on in life around you. And it is so threatening that it shakes your boat, it rocks your world, it makes your life feel like it is coming down, crumbling on top of you. But Jesus is saying to you, hey, don't be afraid, I am here. Now just come on to me. You will notice that Peter asked Jesus for a sign. God, if this is really you, tell me to come and meet you. This would even tell you that there's nothing wrong in asking God for a sign. Because it is really possible that the devil might try to imitate the presence of God and ask you to do certain things. It's possible that you might even be hearing your own voice. You are not sure whether this is God or this is your voice. So there's absolutely nothing wrong in asking God to show you a sign. I believe that He will, because there have been a lot of instances in the Bible where people asked God or asked Jesus for signs and they got it. And this one was one of them. Jesus gave Peter the sign that he had asked for. And Jesus said, okay, come on to me. Now Peter, shakingly, still doubtfully, gets off the boat. Now imagine yourself. Jesus says, whatever situation you are in, trust me, believe that I've got this, believe that there's nothing for you to fear. And you shakingly let go of that one thing you feel might be keeping you afloat, and you walk over to Jesus. But right where you are, right in the presence of Jesus, the storms of life come waving at you, shaking you left, right, and center. And you're hearing all of these doubtful voices. It's not going to be possible. It has never happened before. Nothing like this works. Or what about all the things you've done? Remember all the times you failed. Remember all the times you were alone. Remember if Jesus Christ is truly Jesus Christ, why would he allow all the evil to happen in the world in the first place? All of that represents the wave that was blowing Peter, and it was so strong that it made him lose faith. And immediately Peter lost his faith. He started to drown. His faith gave way to fear, and he started to drown. The moment he started to fear, he drowned. He sank. He didn't drown. He sank. And Jesus Christ reached out for him and pulled him up. So that wave that you were hearing, that wave that Peter had that was shaking him up, might be the wave that is distracting you right now, making you think that you have to put reality first before you want to put faith. You have to face the reality. Never has this kind of thing happened before. You're delusional to think that this is going to be different for you. Or what if it doesn't turn out? What if you end up being on your own? What if it doesn't work out? What if you fail? What if you're disgraced and you're embarrassed? What if you have to go back to square one? What if you lose everything? And all of that what ifs makes you lose your faith in Jesus Christ, and you begin to sink. You see, you cannot have it both ways. You cannot have faith in God while you are also afraid. Your faith in God is you saying, God, I trust that I cannot see beyond this situation right now. God, I trust that you are more powerful. God, I understand my limits in my strength. I understand my limits in my knowledge. I understand my limits in my wisdom. God, I understand my limits in my capabilities. I understand my limits in the fact that I am human. And I understand that you are more powerful and you are beyond sufficient in all of this. That is what your faith is saying. But then your fear exposes the fact that you are like, oh, but God, can you really do this? God, are you really sufficient? Oh, your fear exposes the fact that you're like, God, are you sure you don't want me to help you out a little bit? How can you have both? How can you say, I trust you with all my life, but then also say, but at the same time, I don't think you got this the way you say you do? You can't have it both ways. You have to choose. One has to give room for the other. Are you having faith in God, or are you having fear? Are you going to say, Lord, I believe that you can do this. I believe that you can do this. Or are you going to say, God, I don't really think you're up to this? Bible tells us that God who created the heavens and the earth, he said, what is man that you would care so much for us? I like to study astronomy because it just makes me marvel at how big God is and how tiny we are. You can't even see planet Earth clearly. You can't even see planet Earth clearly in the Milky Way galaxy. If you wanted to go Google the Milky Way galaxy, you would only see the solar system, and it's like so little. You can't even see planet Earth in the solar system. And that is just like one part of it. The Milky Way galaxy is just like one little part of it. It's not even like, it's really, we are so tiny in the hands of God. We are so small. It's almost like an elephant to a tiny ant. That's kind of how we are, even bigger and even smaller. But even at that, God still cares so much for you. He is still involved with everything that happens with you. He still wants to know how your day is going. He wants to be involved with you. It's like a parent wants to be involved with their child. Are you going to have faith, or are you going to have fear? It has to be one or the other. You can't have it both ways. The Bible says that you cannot please God without faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. What is faith? Faith is simply believing. The Bible says that faith is the assurance of things not seen, and is the evidence of things hoped for. So faith is simply you believing. It's an extraordinary kind of belief. It's believing when you don't even have a reason to believe. It's believing when there is no reason to believe. Faith is simply believing. If somebody like Donald Trump, who is the president of the most powerful country on earth, tells you, don't worry, I have your mind, don't worry, I will sort it out. You know how relieved you will be, because the most powerful man in the world has told me he's going to take care of it, so I don't have anything to worry about anymore. So how much more God when God is telling you, don't worry, I got this? How much more God when God is telling you, don't worry, I will take care of everything? Why do you want to doubt? Is it because you can't physically see God with your eyes? Or you can't literally hear him with your ears? And that's where faith comes in. Even though you cannot see him, even though you cannot touch him, even though you cannot hear his voice literally, you still believe that he is who he says he is and he's going to do what he says he is going to do. You cannot allow your fear of limitations. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't compare when it comes to God. Your limitations have nothing against God. Like, it has nothing on God. Like, your limitations are not God's limitations. God has no limitations. So when he tells you that it will take care of it, you have to allow yourself believe it. It is only that it wouldn't all come together according to how you are thinking it. It's going to come together according to how God is thinking it, at the time that he's thinking it, the way that he's thinking it. You have to understand that it's about him. It's not about you. You might think that your life is about you, but it's not. Your life is about God, about the way he times it, about the way he has designed it, about the way he has destined it to happen. So it's going to happen all according to him, according to his perfect plan, according to his perfect desires. The Bible says that my thoughts are so far from your thoughts as the heaven is from the earth. You might think that the heaven and the earth is kind of like a little bit of distance, because when you look up, you're seeing the clouds. Nah, the heavens is all the way up there. Even when you are in the plane, you're flying in the air, you still look up and there's still like an abundance of space. Yeah, the heavens is all the way up there. Now, your thoughts are so different from God's thoughts with that distance. So can you measure up? Bible also says that there's a way that seems right unto man, but the end of it is destruction. So no matter how good you think you've planned it, no matter how well you think you have it, sometimes you are just wrong. Sometimes it's just not how God wants it to be. So you might be looking at the realities of life around you. Yeah, I'm not saying that the realities of life are nothing. I'm not saying that they are irrelevant. But I'm saying that they do not measure up. You can either let that stop you and put you in a box called fear and just cage you up in fear, or you can grow past it and put your trust, total and complete trust in God, because that's what it takes to please him, to believe him without any kind of doubt, to believe him without fear that it might not be enough, without fear that it is not sufficient. Because the moment Peter started to doubt, the very moment he started to doubt, that was the moment he sank. Not one moment before, not one moment after. He felt the breeze that was so strong. The realities of life could blow you so strong that that's really all you can see. But do not take your faith away from him. Do not take your faith away from Jesus. Do not take your eyes away from him. Keep walking towards him. And we are also assured of one thing, that if we do fall, he is there to pull us back up. And when he even told Peter, he said, why did you doubt me? O ye of little faith. Oh, you have such little faith. Why did you doubt me? It's like a trust exercise. Let's say you put the person you love the most in front of you and you tell that person, fall back. Don't worry, fall back. I'm going to catch you. Fall back. But the person keeps looking over their shoulders like, nah, they don't think that you're really there. Don't worry, I will catch you. Just fall back. And the person just doesn't want to believe. So why do you think I'm not going to catch you? I will. It's kind of like that. Jesus Christ is telling you, just fall back. I will catch you. Take away the fear that it might not be there. Take away the fear that it might not be fast enough, or it's not close enough, or that it just doesn't care. You have to let go of that fear. Letting go of that fear is you letting go of the devil. It's you telling the devil, hey devil, I see what you are doing. I see the mess that I'm in, but I will not glorify you. I will choose to glorify God over this mess. I will choose to glorify God over anything that you might be doing right now, because it's not about you, Satan. It is not about you, it is about God. So no matter how hard you try, God is there to catch me. God has got me. That is a verbal translation of you putting your absolute faith and absolute trust and absolute belief in Jesus Christ. And it's also you telling the devil, look, I know who you are. I know what you are. No matter how powerful you might pose yourself to be, you are just a fallen angel. You are not God. You are not even a God. Because there is only one God, and He's the one that I serve. So you are just a fallen angel. And let me tell you this. Angels are actually beneath man. Because man are the only creatures that God made in His own image, in His own express image. So we have that power. Just by being humans, we are already one step ahead of the devil. But he doesn't want you to know that. He doesn't want you to believe that. So he does all these tricks. And you might fall for the tricks that he's doing, making those tricks seem as if, ooh, he's so mighty, oh, he's so mighty, he's so high and powerful. It's not. It's just a little boy. It's just a servant. It's just a fallen angel. You have more standing because you stand in Christ, and you are built, you are made like Christ, you are made like God. So you already have that natural power over the devil. Do not let the devil tell you otherwise. Thank you guys for listening. I'm so grateful. I really love you guys, and I really hope that you guys have an amazing rest of the day. Bye.